Ladies and gentlemen, the defenders of indie wrestling are here once again, the Squared Circle. I'm Hollywood J. Williams.
And I'm Uncle Otis, and welcome to the show.
We're back once again, folks. We have with us a tremendous talent from Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling today.
Very special guest.
A very special guest, but I want to say it's, been a very busy month for me. Practically every weekend I'm out there. I'm on the road, PvP, BST at the Fairhaven Middle School a couple weeks back, and Blitzkrieg this past weekend. And I don't have Blitzkrieg up yet on the YouTube channel, but it'll be going up soon. I'm waiting for it to go on the IWTV network. Let the whole thing go on there first, and then I'll get my content up. But
all right, well let's because we got people hanging on now, wondering, well, who's the guest?
Yeah.
So let's bring the guest.
Well, let's bring the guest in. I just figured I'd start with that quick,
yeah,
and
we're going to talk about more about some promotions and stuff like that anyway, because as you will see, folks, during the show, you're going to see all kinds of merchandise up here, and we're going to try and plug some of that. But let's bring in our guest. He's actually sitting right here at the other end of the table, and he's got some really cool stuff in front of him as well. Ladies, gentlemen, and others.
Sylvan.
Welcome, Sylvan.
Brothers and sisters, how y'all doing this evening? Gentlemen, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
I really appreciate you coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me here, sir. It's an honor.
You and I haven't
Truly.
always seen eye to eye, but I appreciate all you've done for me. You've been very implemental in what it is that I do.
Yes, sir. I mean, you deserve every bit of it, and you deserve every bit of the credit, as do you, sir.
Well,
So both you
Thank
gentlemen, you're doing fine work for all of us out here.
Thank you very much. Let's just start right at the beginning, like we do with any of the guests we have on. We want to know, where it was that you first got interested in wrestling, and when, how long did it take you to actually? Because getting into pro wrestling is not like saying, "Hey, I got a job at the post office." So there's always the thought that, will my family accept this, or will this be what it is I really want to do once I get into it? Those kind of things. But what was the hook
Yes,
for
sir.
you? And how old were you, too?
I mean, I feel like a lot of young men, you fall into it, and you look it up to these people and your heroes and this and that. I was probably about 7 or 8 years old. I was down in Florida, and I was watching some WCW, and a lot of those guys, Perry Saturn, Bret Hart, Arn Anderson, Raven, a number of those guys are big influences for me. And ever since then, been watching it. Fell off, did some service for the country, and learned a lot from that. My time was up, and I ended up starting to train down in Florida a little bit, and then met Mr. Paul Roma, Mr. Mancini over at Paradise Alley Professional Wrestling in East Haven, Connecticut. And June will make my 2-year in-ring debut, so coming up on 2 years, and then training for a little bit over that.
Well, first of all, thank you for your service. Really appreciate
Yes,
that.
Absolutely.
How did you come across Paradise Alley? Like, were you shopping for a school, or did you happen to scroll across something on social media? How did you come across it, and what made you say, that's the place I'm going to check out? Like, were you familiar with Paul Roma and Mario? Or?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Familiar with their work, and I saw the names and looked around, looked at different reviews. I watched on YouTube and just studying and researching. As anyone should when they care about something enough.
Right.
As I did, and I reached out to Mr. Roma. So if anyone's interested in coming on down to the school, that phone number on the website, that will get you in touch with him with any questions you may have. Talked to him. He said, come on down, see what you can do. And the rest is history from there.
Yeah, and I love hanging out at Paradise, going down there and doing work with you guys, doing potatoes and whatnot, and helping you with promos and things like that. I have a good time.
Yes,
the guys
sir.
are really a bunch of nice guys. They got to stay separated, At times,
Right.
some of the guys can't be around each other, but
Mr. Roma's job isn't always easy.
no, it isn't. But he handles the stress quite well. He really does. But so good. So now, when you decided that you were going to do it, you were how old when you actually said, "I am going to do this," and I'm going to put, where you're digging into your wallet and say, this is for real.
I figured it was time. Without giving any numbers away, I figured that was the time to either do it or it ain't going to happen. And I think that's for anyone. So regardless of age or the circumstances they're in, if you have a dream and you want to do something, you should go ahead and progress with it. Because otherwise, maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, maybe you're laying on the bed in your deathbed, and then you're looking up, and instead of the people around you, it's those talent, skills, and abilities that you got. And they're asking, why didn't you use us?
Yeah.
It's true.
And then you have that regret. And then you pass that along and you tell your kids, your grandkids, I wish I coulda, woulda, shoulda, but you didn't. So you'll never know.
And for
that
them not
answer
to
your
do the
question?
same thing that you did.
Yes, sir. Learn
Yeah.
from my mistakes.
Right,
But
exactly.
Some people are concrete learners and they got to learn the hard way.
So
but-
you've been actually wrestling professionally. Let's say what I mean is, you're never done with training. We know that.
Yes, sir.
But when you were, I guess, let's say when Paul said you're ready, and you started, doing shows.
Yes, sir.
Making a living or
So,
trying to.
so I started, it was late March, early April of 2023.
Okay.
And then my first match was June of that same year.
And so far, who would you say? And it doesn't have to be somebody from Paradise Alley, but who would you say that you? What match that you've had since you've been out and on the road doing stuff? Who is it that you really enjoyed the match with? Like, even if it was somebody you didn't like, but it was a fun match for you. Win, lose, or draw.
So there's a couple people that come to mind with that. Had a couple battles with Mr. Bloodsaw.
Right.
And you can see some of those matches on YouTube. You find gentlemen have it up on yours, and then Sylvan Force of the Lost on my YouTube. Troy Stevens, which that, like I said, that story is not over. We're just moving on to the next chapter. And Alan Compass.
Another
Alan
one
Compass.
that's
So it's kind of a three-way tie between those gentlemen there.
Yeah, and now when you say it, now they're actually somewhat different styles. I mean, Alan is kind of his own style in a way, and then Buzz is he's a big guy, but he does some, a little bit of flying, not a lot, but some, and you wouldn't think that because he is, he's a beefy guy.
He's got an X factor to him that you don't really expect to see it coming.
And who was the third gentleman you mentioned?
Troy Stevens.
Troy Stevens. Yeah, and that is still something that now Troy is a little bit different, I would say, than Buzz, because Troy being a different stature of a man, he's around the ring a little bit quicker, I think. Which kind of style do you enjoy going against? Would you rather knock the head off of a high-flying kind of guy, or a guy that's grounded and he's taking you to the mat?
The thing is, and honest, I don't mean to hurt anybody. When I'm in there, I don't mean to hurt anybody, because I give everyone the opportunity. Because all they and all that anybody has to say is yes to better their life in the force of the lost. You understand what I'm saying?
We're going to talk more about that
Yeah.
too.
With that, it doesn't really make a difference to me. I'm in there and I'm going to take care of my business as I see fit. And if something clearly doesn't work, then like any aspect of life, you got to change it. If I go for a certain move or maneuver or a hold and it didn't finish the job, well, obviously I got to try something else. Maybe if they get the better of me, I'll try something next time. So
yeah. So you kind of
that
have
answer
to
your question,
sometimes
sir?
change. Oh, absolutely. You sometimes have to change up in the middle of what's happening in your head, because maybe you thought such and such would work, and this guy's not. It's not working. let's do it. I'm going to
Yes,
do it
sir.
this way.
Especially you get those curveballs like a blood saw out there. You know,
Right.
he's flipping over the ropes. The guy's about 250 pounds. You know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm very excited to have him on, and
course.
we've got some stuff to see.
We got some
So,
stuff to see. Why don't we start with that?
I would like to see a match of his real quick.
Thank you.
If somebody
We're
could
gonna
please-
go with the most recent that I have in my library to the oldest I have in my library.
Okay.
I mean, not oldest, but I didn't go past last spring. A year,
Okay,
a
but you're
year
talking as far as
window.
oldest, as far as what
Right.
you have on hand.
Correct.
Okay, good.
Right.
All right. Well, if the master is ready,
Here we are with Troy Stevens against Sylvan right here. That's the PPW title match from Wrestling Madness, March 15th.
Yes.
Sir, he's recovering. I hit him with a sit-out deadlift power bomb there. He's still got some life in him. People getting behind him.
Like
Now,
they
see,
always
Ken-
try to do.
Too bad we don't have any sound here. You might have to cover your ears. You hurt your eardrums on that one.
I
there.
know that chop.
A little bit of spice on it.
That chop was on fire, no doubt. And referee Kurt Adonis
Of course.
working the match here. Kurt,
Fine
we
job
love
as
Kurt.
always.
He's a good guy.
Kurt's awesome.
Now,
He does so much.
now Troy's been champion a couple times. Their heavyweight champion, right?
So this is his first heavyweight title reign.
What was the title he had before that one?
So he's done the triple crown there. He's had the tag team, the U.S. and the
The
heavyweight.
U.S. is the one that I'm
Yes,
thinking
sir.
of.
He had the US
because it was
first.
the singles title.
Then the tag.
And then he had it with Jermaine Marbury,
Yes,
who had the
sir.
tag titles for a while.
Yeah, this is his first actual PPW title run. PWA.
PAPW.
Yeah.
Throwing it back a few years. huh?
PWA a few years ago, I believe he was champion, but
Yes, sir. Then
they're no
that's
longer
the,
around. So.
Now you're getting the cover here. That's,
yes, sir.
Are you covering him or are you choking him? Come on now.
I gave him a cover, and just see how much life he's got left. Sometimes you got to toy around and
Okay,
see
now,
where they're at, in the style of Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig there with that jumping neck snap.
now you look at him. You saw Troy was grabbing at nothing there. So you've already got him dizzy.
I think he's a little rattled.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
you got him rattled. So
There we go. Get him up for a power slam into
beautiful,
a neck breaker
beautiful.
there.
That was nice.
So, and I feel like a lot of other people, this might have finished it off here. But Mr. Stevens, there we go, a little
Little
cartwheel. I like
cartwheel.
to surprise people too sometimes,
Cartwheel
Nothing
drop.
wrong with
yeah.
that. Keep people off guard. They never know what to expect from you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Kurt, I don't know, Kurt. That might have been a little bit of a slow. Oh, okay. He's telling you to use the paper. Okay, now Troy is he's definitely looking worn out here. Now we're a few minutes into the match, and you've dominated so far. I've yet to see any offense on Troy's part, but.
So we got getting the better of them here so far. So talking to the fans, they saying something because they're ignorant and they don't really understand. They're still too busy wearing the mask.
They need to visit the forest of the lost.
Well, they're too afraid to show the true selves because they're afraid of what society will do to them or how they're going to treat them. And that's the problem. Too many people are afraid to be the true selves. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be yourself.
Well, that's it. No one can save us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. But we ourselves must be the ones to walk that path.
True.
Within the forest of the lost, I will help you. My brothers and sisters will help each and every person walk that path, but I can't do it for you. There we go. I'm going to hit him here. Getting to the corner there. Changed my mind. Wasn't quite ready to finish it off there.
Yeah, it looked like you were thinking about some sort of a buckle bomb, but you changed up last minute and said, maybe I'll have a little more fun if I do this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Troy is definitely, he's definitely needing a break.
See, every now and then, Desperate times
Oh.
call desperate measures, but you know, he was a little too quick for me on that one.
And I have to say, though, I like your style of you pace yourself. I noticed you're not rushing to your next move. You know, you're pacing yourself so that you're not wearing yourself out with your offense.
Yes, sir.
You still have energy for defense if you need it.
Yes, sir. And it's those moments too when whoever I'm in the ring with, you know, they can kind of think about what they're feeling in that moment. So when I ask them, you know, and I'll only ask one time, they're going to say yes to join the force they lost and better their life. But, you know, that's entirely their decision. Until it's not.
I'm not.
Sorry, Steve, trying to do a Shawn Michaels on you.
You got me. You got me
That may be a
kick
good
there.
thing, though, that you went out of the ring on that one. Oh, very nice. Okay.
Sister Abigail.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There's that swing and reverse STO there, like Sister Abigail. Yes, sir. So we've been going back and forth. You know, he's got some on me, I got some on him. And the stamina of Troy is always astounding to me, you know. I mean, I will give credit where it's due and where it's deserved.
And you could tell by now this camera shot is from the far end of the entrance where you come into the school, folks. So you're not really seeing the crowd. What you're seeing there behind the other side of the ring is the standing room only because it was a full house.
Yes, sir. I think there was, there wasn't a chair left.
That happens to them practically every time.
There were people standing in the doorway watching. They wanted to, you know.
It hit me with the Steven Rhodes there.
Okay, he caught it.
You know, and it's about ring awareness, you understand?
Exactly.
So it's just, you know, he got lucky and got me with that kick earlier, but I knew where I was enough to turn and here alongside the ropes there.
And I'm surprised because knowing that you were that close to the ropes, he might have, I would think he would assume you might try that. Why not drag you a few feet into the middle?
Oh, I mean, he's tired.
Yeah, he is.
He's tired, you know?
You knocked about 20 years off his life in this match.
You know, not enough to knock any sense into him, though. Back and forth here, back and forth.
Now we're just tired of doing it. Let's just go crazy.
Now it's just a street fight.
I'll try and get him
Okay.
here. I'm trying to go for that awakening there. That's my finishing maneuver. He reverses me. He
no.
caught me on it. Go for a bicycle kick there.
Oh, no. He got you with his finisher. Oh, boy. Okay.
And so, you know, that's
Well,
how that
He
played
is the
out.
champ.
I can't say boo. I mean, you know, I don't know.
I'm looking at the quality of the match.
I know that
match was
I've.
awesome.
Unfortunately, this was not a match where you took the W, but I've been to quite a few of your matches, and you've taken plenty of Ws. Well, I guess it's never plenty. You always want more.
Well,
But-
I think, you know, now it's the time when I've as the force of the lost continues to grow and we build farther beyond, you know, being the king of paradise for 2024, we brought royalty within the force of the lost, but now it's really time, I think, that we need a little shimmer of gold within there.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to talk to you about. With the Forest of the Lost, you might want to explain what that is, explain what the Forest of the Lost is, and then explain to the viewers what it is, who's new to your, I don't
We're
know
a
what
family.
Your family.
We're a
Okay,
family.
yeah,
Those are
there
my
you go.
brothers.
That's beautiful.
Yes, sir.
And why it is that you picked the couple of guys that you picked. I mean, I could kind of understand, but only you know the real reason.
Yes, sir. So I mean, the force of the lost overall, it's one of those kind of catch-alls. It's a lifestyle. It's a mindset. It's also the place where we live, my brothers and sisters and I. So we've got Mr. Z, who is the embodiment of the sin of wrath itself.
Mm-hmm.
We have Mr. Bobby Loveless, Mr. Lust, if you will. So I believe that if you allow the sins to overtake you, you'll walk down the path of treachery and evil. But if you utilize the power of those sins and you're able to bend and manipulate them to your will, you can better your life as well as those around you.
Gotcha.
That's interesting.
Now,
So we've got wrath and lust.
And are you hoping to fulfill all 7?
And you start talking about the different seals and things like that of breaking. I've got my eye on a couple people. I mean, Mr. Stevens himself, I've, said that he demonstrates the sin of pride. And he's starting to fly a little close to the sun. So he's acting like Mr. Icarus.
I don't know, though. I think that,
Are you saying you'd like to recruit Troy Stevens?
It's ongoing. It's ongoing, and
you'd like to recruit lots of people, I'm sure.
I mean, you saw him kick me in the face, so far it's been no.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a couple other people we got our eye on, but as of now, we are a trio. As far as in ring, my brothers and sisters are plenty within the force of the lost. However,
So, like
those,
you
those
said,
are the ones I'm looking.
Troy
looking at.
Stevens, this is Troy Stevens' card here. No. Troy says no
Troy says
at
no.
the moment.
At the moment.
However, I think that
Maybe it'll take a while.
yeah, we are doing a lot of brewing shows, Armada brewing shows this summer,
Yes, sir.
and I know that you'll be a very big part of that. Are you excited about that? I mean, do you enjoy the outdoor shows more, or do you enjoy the? For those of you that haven't been to Paradise Alley, it's got a real cool, old school, like a boxing gym or feeling, like type of thing, like you would see on an old Rocky movie,
Right.
or something. It's got that feel, and it's when you go to a show there, it's just exciting because of that feeling. You almost
Right.
feel like you're a part of history or something. But the brewing shows are very much, they're just so different. Though, I don't know, it's just, there's something about...
I like being outdoors because
And
there's
they
more
bring picnic
room.
tables
Right.
and all of that, and it's just a whole lot of fun. And I hope to get, plenty of potatoes with you
Yes, sir.
this summer. And I don't really want to say I'm a sponsor of, not a sponsor, but like I support the Force of the Lost because I don't
sir.
know the whole thing about it, and that's your deal, and that's fine. But I hope that things go well with you with that, because anybody knows whether you anything in life, numbers have it.
Well, you've already started the path, sir, with hope. And everyone's got to have a little hope. You got to have hope for bettering yourself, bettering those around you, you know what I mean? So if you don't have hope, you've already lost it. Fear is failure, because what is worse than failing at something, because that's a learnable experience, right?
Right.
Worse than that is not even trying due to that fear. So not even trying, again, going back to that regret of something that you didn't do. So you'll never know how well off you could have been, or the things you could have learned, or the things you could have taught someone else.
Right.
But to answer your previous question, the Armada shows are fantastic. That's an excellent opportunity. Indoor, outdoor, anywhere, I enjoy the opportunity to spread the word of truth and the force of the lost with my brothers and sisters. Recently they added some new lights, so the ring's a little different. It used to be one of the big lamp posts there. Now there's more lights so that the fans can get a better view of the action in the ring. If you go to those shows, brothers and sisters, just make sure you bring your own chair. They've got some picnic tables, but those are only so many.
There's
So
only
make
like
sure-
3 of them, I think, right?
Yes, sir. So,
And
so make sure you bring your chairs.
they usually do well, of course, because it's a brewing company. They have all kinds of great craft beers there, all kinds. Whether you like a shanty or what do they call it, a summer kind of beer, or you want to. They have all kinds, real tasty stuff. And there's usually a food truck or a hot dog vendor or something.
Oh, definitely.
So you're not without having a
You could have your meal there too.
you could, and it's so family friendly because even guys that are like Mr. Z, it's up close and personal. Every seat's a front row seat, just about, because the talent is all over the place, and they are really good with the people, and it was a great time, and
Next show's coming up on Saturday, June 7th.
June 7th, yes,
And I'll
sir.
be there.
7th will be the next one.
Yep.
Yes, and
Looking
I'm
forward
very
to seeing you there, sir.
very
I will
excited
be there.
about that.
I missed the past couple PAPWs, but this one, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
Looking forward to
Definite.
it.
Well, I've been kind of settling in at PAPW a lot compared to a lot of other
Everywhere else,
promotions,
right.
because it's become very much a home for me. Paul and all the guys treat me golden, and I love everybody there, and it's a lot of fun, and I learn a lot, and I just, I'm enjoying myself, and I'm excited that Paradise Alley is doing a lot of different things right now. They're really ramping up their shows, and they've got the one on the 21st, which is going to be Mayhem in Middletown. If I
Yes, sir. They'll be at the Elks in Middletown,
and
Connecticut.
that was a lot of fun. The last show.
Good turnout, a lot of new faces in the crowd,
Yes,
and
sir.
very
Good.
thankful that those fans have now become, some of the mainstay folks. So I've seen their faces multiple times, and so it was a good experience out there.
Yeah, and that place was really nice because they had some of the most delicious artisan, like burgers, and they did
That's
chicken
good.
wings. They had all kinds of food. They had a bar for those that wanted a cocktail.
You're making me hungry and thirsty now.
They set up ice water for people, for free, because it was warm in the venue that night and what have you. But it's a great place. So, and now I just, real quick, since we're on Paradise Alley, they're now doing the alley fights. They just did one this past Friday that I had worked at. And they're showcasing some of the younger talent a little bit. I believe that's what they're trying to do with it. I'm not really sure. I was asked to come on Friday last minute, but that really was a good show. And it was a pretty good turnout for a Friday night. I was very surprised.
Very good.
That's awesome.
So Paradise Alley, folks, pro wrestling is really on the move.
Definitely. We got another clip of Sylvan
Yes,
here.
please, we do. Let's watch some
it
more
on.
wrestling.
See what we got next.
There he is, Buzz Bloodsaw himself there.
Bloodsaw Unchained.
I don't know. He's looking like he should be chained right now. He's on the mat. He's down. He's over. We just started watching. He's down already.
Yes, sir. He was the Hercules Hernandez Memorial Cup winner year before last.
Okay. Oh, and your current nemesis was the winner this last
Yes,
year.
sir. Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Alan
Like
Compass.
I said, that's ongoing. It'll never be over.
No, it won't.
Describe Bloodsaw as an opponent here, this match here.
He's usually I've got a bit of a size advantage, weight advantage. With that swinging neck breaker there, I call that the acceptance neck breaker.
That was a beautiful one. That was textbook. That was
Thank
nice.
you, sir. Yeah, as I, hopefully these people begin to accept the truth. You understand?
Well, unless they like pain, I suppose.
Sometimes pain can be the best teacher.
No pain, no gain.
So if that's what's necessary. Well, people can work smarter or harder.
Okay,
Maybe
so
a
now
little
you
bit of both.
got
I
him.
was just trying to get the life out of him here, I mean, he's got a big bar of energy there, so I got to wear him down a bit.
Not a lot of space there, Sylvan, under that forearm.
Yeah, well, I mean, the referee's right there, so if anything was going on, he would have called it. That's Mr. John Mendez there, one of the senior referees, been around a long while, so, power to him.
Yeah, nice guy.
I remember that back suplex there in the corner here. Yeah, big strong man.
Yeah, that was impressive. Yeah, he kind of he kind of threw you out like yesterday's trash.
Well, I'll be
Good
careful.
ROI.
You know, I mean, he
What's
must
that?
have ate his Wheaties there or something. You know,
Come
I
on
don't
now,
know.
look at that.
You know, double underhook suplex there, pretty good. I think, you know, I mean, I've done plenty of those myself, so maybe if you see a comparison between his and mine, that's up to interpretation.
You know, I noticed that some of the talent, they have a bad habit of when they get their opponent down, they're too busy playing the crowd, and that's one of the things about you that I noticed. You're all business.
Well, yes, sir. I mean, you know, I need to. I'll talk to the people out there. You know, the individuals who have yet to receive the awakening and bear witness to it. The faceless individuals.
You
And that's-
focus more on the match. The fans don't really sign.
Yes, sir. I mean,
Right.
you know, I dictate what goes on.
Right.
The things I do are not for them.
It's for you.
Yes, sir. Going for the knee, and he caught me on that with the T-bone suplex there.
But he looks pretty worn out too. So
Yeah, we've had a few battles, you know, Mr. Buzz and myself. There was a time limit draw that we had before too. Speaking of Armada, we had to go about Dan. It ended up going, like I said, time limit. So
now this is before you had any members in
Yes,
the Force
sir.
of the Lost, right? This was when you were still scouting, let's say.
yes, sir.
Right.
Have you, since you're wanting to grow the Force of the Lost, are you scouting throughout talent only? Are you scouting, like when you go, let's say you go to the Armada shows and you're out in the, you know, you're out and you're mingling a little bit, because I see you out there, you know, you got merch to peddle. I know it's a job.
I mean, I got
But-
a forest of people to feed, Otis. You think?
I
You know,
know
I
you
mean, I
do.
got to make some money. You know
Yes,
what I
you
mean?
do.
There's only so much in there.
So, would you take in?
Referee got hit there.
What if a fan said, "Take me in, Sylvan. Take me into the Forest of the Lost"?
Well, I mean, how do you
Can
know
you start
that
a
hasn't?
membership for that? Maybe.
Well, I mean, how do you know that hasn't happened already?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you should start a Forest of the Lost Facebook page.
Well, I mean, you know, like I said, I mean, there's some things out there already, and I've told people in the different segments that I've recorded that all people have to do is come up and talk to me. You know, regardless of age, anything like that, any affiliation. I mean, everyone matters. Every person is a single individual, right? They're all worthy, they're all worth it, and they all deserve it, a better life. Even if they don't believe that for themselves, sometimes we need someone to remind us. So I feel a lot of times in the world, people don't even understand. All I want to do, my brothers and sisters, and I, all we want to do is make the world a better place.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, look, wait, I don't mean
Buzz
to
hits
cut
me
you.
here.
No. Oh, wait.
On the
No.
knee, I don't know if there's anything in that knee pad. You know, if
What's
you
up
got
with
that
that,
ref
Wait, no,
wrap.
I'm talking about
Oh,
the.
ref got kicked, you know.
You see, he's not letting me mention that he brought the belt in. Right?
No, I mean I got some big feet, so I mean when Buzz swung me around, I hit him in the head. I guess. I mean, wasn't my choice. Then I slipped. You know, I thought he was gonna hit me there. You saw him swing back.
I don't
Saw
know.
him
I
swing
mean,
back.
Look at that.
oh.
He just got disqualified.
Well, you know what I
everyone's
gotta
hero.
say. You know,
The referees always seem to get up at the worst times.
it doesn't matter. The bottom line is the ref made the call. The
Yep.
win is the win, and that's all there is to it.
Well, it's the right call. You know, the only thing, this is one of those times, though, where I think that the title should have changed hands based on disqualification, because as a false hero as Buzz Bloodsaw is, you know, I have reasons for everything I do. Why is the reason that he covers his face? The people don't want to see the man behind that paint. What does he do to improve people's lives? What does he teach them? These are the things that I ask myself about these faux heroes, right? The people cheer for and they clap and they give the adulation and all that. Again, I'm not there for that. I just want the people to recognize and realize so they can remove the masks, bear witness to their awakening. of themselves.
I wonder if in the future maybe we could see a Sylvan versus Buzz Bloodsaw face paint match.
You know, that'd be interesting. I've heard of, mask versus mask, again, like with a lot of other people, I don't think
Paint versus paint.
he's ready to remove his for certain, but that might be something in the future. That's a fine idea, Mr. Ellis.
That's an interesting idea.
It is. I don't think that's been done before.
It's never been done before.
I think that would be very cool, but
And we are back.
both of you would have to be ready to say, you know what? The mask I'm wearing might have to come off.
Somebody's paint is coming off.
I mean, I don't wear a mask, sir. The only reason that I bring this out with me, the only reason that I bring these out with me, because it helps me remember who I was before I experienced my awakening to the truth and the ways of the world. It matters not to me what other people think or say about me because I know who I am. You understand? I'm not afraid of society's bite. I am the anti-venom to society's bite. You understand what I'm saying to you?
I can dig that.
Dig it.
So
I'm a fan,
you know,
obviously.
There's only 3 things that cannot be long hidden or hidden for long. Have you ever heard that? And that's the sun, the moon, and the truth. Because the truth will always set you free. Is that agreed?
Some people
Yeah.
can't handle the truth.
And that's also the thing. So it's my job, it's my mission, it's my duty to each and every one of you out there to deliver that and help them understand that. Be it willingly or unwillingly by those individuals.
We got another clip here? Whenever they're ready. Let's keep moving along. I think he's asleep back there. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is Woodbridge.
Now, what are we looking at here? I don't see Sylvan here.
That's not me. That's another bald guy with a beard. That's Christopher Mooch and Ryan Frost.
We're going to have to cut that.
Cut that out. What is going on here?
Oh, hey, that's me.
Here we go.
All right, I'll go Nelly and Sylvan. That's me. He's firing up. He got a little too hopped up on Mountain Dew there.
Yeah, I guess he did. Now, Nelly likes to bounce around a lot. When I was at the Cuatro de Mayo show,
At
his thing now,
Mazorca.
up on the top rope now, his thing with his balancing act. He thinks he's a flying Walenda now.
Yes, sir. He's another guy that's a bit of a hybrid. You know, I mean, he trains real hard in the gym. You can see
Yes,
the guy's
he
got
does.
muscle on him. He's a strong guy, but he's also got speed, quickness. He's got an amateur wrestling background, and he's added some more aerial things to his game. But you can see right here that none of that really matters.
He's actually, yeah, he has stepped up his game. Nelly is currently the AIWF co-tag champion. That's Allied International Wrestling Federation, if I'm correct. And so Nelly has actually grown by leaps and bounds, I would say, as of the past several months.
Rather quickly.
But
Yeah, with his partner,
without
Tor
blowing
Duke.
too much smoke up your skirt, there, Mr. Sylvan, you have too.
I appreciate that.
Because I've been watching you for the past year. So
Yes, sir. No, thank you very much. You know, he reversed me on that power bomb. That was that deadlift power bomb, showing a bit of my strength there. He leaned forward and got me. Now, I recovered, got a neck breaker, and now here we are.
okay, well, you're in the center, so if he doesn't look like he's going to get up anytime, before you.
He's trying
He's
to.
trying, but
He's trying to go, but I don't know how well that's going to pan out for him.
he likes to come off the ropes, and I'm surprised that while you were down on the mat, he's not running to a turnbuckle.
Well, here, I got hurt because of how I landed. It hurt my back and threw my neck out of alignment a little bit there. So the referee's checking on me, and I'm telling him, hey, I don't know if I'm okay. I was a little hurt, got a stinger there. Nelly, good guy, coming to help me out, and I told him I'm fine. I let him know I'm fine.
Yeah,
by
I
now.
see that
So
right
I let
there.
him know I was good so we can continue the match,
No.
Gourd Buster, you don't see many of those.
No, you don't.
I'm going up. I like to call this, I pay this in homage to Mr. Roma's trainer, Mr. Fuji. This is the Super Fuji. And unfortunately, I didn't connect there, but it's a corkscrew senton type maneuver. So Nelly again, he's trying to go. And I'm trying to say, could you hit that there for me? Hit that button. And I'm trying to say that to him. Thank you.
He's actually all Nelly.
That's what I'm trying for. He hits me with a side effect here, and just like the move's called side effect, he should expect that there's a side effect for his actions. Because as we know, every action does, in fact, have a reaction.
See, this is what I was talking about. He sees you laying in the ring.
Yes, sir.
And that sometimes is a mistake. Yeah, if he can get up there quick enough and land it.
Again, talking about the adulation of the fans. Look at me, rah, rah. I think I'm, super fly snooker or something like that.
Right.
But
the time that you take and walking over, climbing those turnbuckles, getting yourself up there, and then throwing your hands up to say, look at me.
Well, what I say about the side effect.
Yeah.
Right? It's the move, but here's the action. And that's the side effect. We get up. And here we go again. Get him on there.
Here we go.
As we call the faceless. And that's go home for me.
Indeed.
Indeed.
That's what I wanted to say. I don't need you upset.
Well, about time we got a clip of me,
winning.
You know what I'm saying?
Not that you haven't won enough for the clips, but I don't know. We should have picked a better clip.
Do we have any more clips? That was it?
Wow. But you know what, though? I would like to talk about some of your merch because you got a lot of merch going on.
Yes, sir.
And you got some really cool merch, too.
I appreciate that.
There's actually one of the things that you have that I don't see on display here is the small canvas card with the really cool ink drawing that I got from you about like 8-9 months ago.
Yes, sir. They're a little smaller. It's a textured paper,
It's like
very nice.
what,
It's about
5 by
5x7. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. You have good eye.
And that's canvas too. It feels like
yes, sir. It's a textured paper and that. And that was a design that was drawn by one of my sisters within the Force of the Lost. She made that up for me. And it's actually this right here. As you can see on this shirt, it's that same design. So.
Yeah, and I love it. It's kind of it's reminiscent to me of when I used to read like Sandman comic books and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
When I was younger, but then I had gotten this from you a couple of weeks ago at the Armada Brewery show, and this is actually one of my favorite things that I've acquired. I get a lot of T-shirts because I'm a fat guy and I got to have plenty of black tops to wear. But I just love this mask. I think this is brilliant. This is an awesome. It's just an awesome piece because it kind of covers a large variety of people.
Right.
I don't care if you're a grandmother or a grandkid. You can wear this and enjoy, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a cool idea.
Yes, sir. No, I'm glad that you appreciate.
Piece.
I'm glad you appreciate my handiwork because those they start out as this here.
Right.
So then I took the time and I cut that. I painted that all myself and everything there. So that's a Sylvan original for you.
And I noticed now lately that you've got some bead bracelets, which are really cool. I love the bead bracelets, and they're really hot now.
So I've got some of these here, as well as some necklaces too. There's more to come. Various different accessories, things like that. Those are made by, some of the children and I within the Forest. Brothers, sisters. We all pitch in. We all do our part. And as we say in the Forest, if you serve, you will be served by one another, because we do, in fact, take care of each other.
Yeah, so, folks, if you're at a show, when during intermission or maybe after the show and the talent puts out some of their stuff, check it out because, independent wrestling is a tough business. And
It's true.
And, they're not doing this to get rich. They're doing it because They love the business. And the merch is not to get rich either. This is to help them to basically get their name out there, build themselves up a bit, and also to basically not put money in their pocket, but get them to the next show maybe.
Right.
It could be,
Some of us got to force the people to feed too. I got mouths to feed.
Yes,
So,
and
you know what I'm
a
saying?
lot of a lot of the talent has
so-
families. So it's really, and there's all. I mean, look at right here in front of me. I got a skull here that I had gotten from a talent. Here's a Troy Stevens card. Here I got a kamikaze keychain here and book bag, all kinds of T-shirts, and a lot of the guys and gals have bumper stickers and all kinds of
So
stuff.
basically, what we're trying to say is that anytime there's an intermission, and you see,
here's one of your guys,
Right.
Sylvan. This here's Mr. Z, who he talked about
The
for a little
embodiment
while.
of wrath himself. Yes,
That's it.
indeed.
Yeah.
no, anytime there's an intermission and you see the talent at tables, walk up to them, shake their hands,
Say
get a
hi.
picture.
Just say hi.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just come on over.
Right.
It's an experience because, I'm sure as older fans, I still remember being a kid going to some shows at a bingo hall or what have you. And I remember some of those guys coming out and shaking hands and talking to them. I still remember that to this day. So you're making memories and paving the way for those future generations.
Thank you.
Because it could be, that 10-year-old kid, there was a young man that came up at the Elks Lodge. He's 12 years old and said, I want to be a wrestler. A little early yet, but, wait a couple years, Daddy will sign that waiver and come train at the same school and see
Absolutely.
those same people that saw you as a fan, and now you're in the ring with those same individuals. You never know.
how cool is that? How cool is that to
Right.
be able to, do something? And like you said before, at the beginning of the show, you got to live your dream. You got you kind of said, you do what it is that you were meant to do.
Well, you got to ask yourself, what? Why not me?
Right.
Why is it this guy or this girl, this person over there, right? Like, what? Why is it not you? Why are you holding yourself back? That's the problem. We wear these masks. We chain ourselves down. We're slaves to society and the thoughts of other people. But they're thinking, why don't you just set yourself free and live your better life and just say, I'm not worried about it. Because if I don't fail, if I do fail, you can still learn something. So is it really failure? It's still forward progression.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You move forward, you stay the same, or you regress.
Now you see that, folks? You see that? The squared circle does not only bring you fantastic wrestling clips and information. We bring you great advice.
we try.
Therapy on the cuff. So we're here for you.
All right, I got another question here. You're with PAPW.
Yes, sir.
Are you anywhere else? And if so, let us know where you are.
Yes, sir. So been working with Pure Vanguard, Mr. Doc Warren over there. They have a show coming up on June 14th. That's at the Bristol Boys and Girls Club.
I'll be working that show,
the
doing
14th.
interviews.
Yes, sir. So I go against Mr. Zach Ramses over there. All 6'9", about 300 pounds of him. So,
Oh, goodness.
so,
I've never
one of
seen
the-
him.
One of those times, just like with Bloodsaw, I'm giving up some size.
Oh, you might need to rethink your strategy with a guy that big.
Well, I can pull out that X factor too sometimes. You never know what to expect
I've
from old
seen it.
Sylvan.
Yeah, I agree. I
Do you
agree.
see yourself working anywhere else besides Vanguard? Or?
I want to spread the forest far and wide.
Right.
I've talked to a number of people. Haven't come into agreement yet, but I'm willing, able, and open to go really anywhere. Connecticut Wrestling Federation, I was with them there a couple months ago now as well. They run out of Bristol, Connecticut. But really, any promotion, I've reached out. My information's out there. I'm just a click away. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all these things that people put the time into.
Yeah, I was going to ask. That would have been the next thing, is because before we close out the show, I really would like for you to tell us where you're going to be. And I know you mentioned the 2 PAPW shows.
Yes, sir.
And also, how can you be, if somebody wanted to follow you, or let's say there's a promoter that got to see the Squared Circle, and he's like, how do I get a hold of Sylvan? And he wants to book you. How does he do that? How
Yes,
can he
sir.
get a hold of you? If you could give us a couple of your links.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. If he or
Facebook.
she wants to book yours truly on their shows, I've got on Facebook, that's Sylvan at Forest of the Lost. Instagram, I've got I am Sylvan at Forest of the Lost. YouTube, Sylvan, Forest of the Lost. You notice a trend here. Most of these
Yeah,
are the same.
really.
I try and
Wow.
keep it easy for everybody, you know. And if you had to bet money on it, email is Sylvan, Forest of the Lost at gmail.com.
Wow.
And also, if I may, give some kudos to my brother, Mr. Z. That's Mr_Z_Nightmare on Instagram, and Loveless_Hotline XOXO Hug Kiss for Mr. Bobby Loveless on Instagram as well.
It would be nothing else, I'm sure. That's funny. Is there anything else that I mean? You're here. You asked me earlier before we got started if it was okay to plug something. Is that okay?
You go right ahead.
Please, then.
Thank you,
please.
General. I appreciate it.
Right,
So,
no.
If you got a friend or somebody that does something for you in particular, let's say you had somebody that made these shirts that you wanted. Please, anything you want.
yes,
please.
sir. So, as always, a big thank you to the support of my family, as well as to keep up with appearance with this fine-looking beard of mine, Fable Beard Oil Company. And if you type in Sylvan, SYLVAN 33878, you'll get 10% off your order. I feel like one of these YouTube people out
Wow.
here. There's all these people looking into these black mirrors as they dump the energy as they only look back at themselves. Am I right?
Yeah, well, I know
But,
mine's sitting right
so
here.
there's that. Your previous question, we've got June 7th, Armada Brewery, June 14th, Pure Vanguard in Bristol.
Okay, if I may,
Yes,
just
sir.
on those two items, the Paradise Alley at Armada Brewery, that's at 190 River Street in New Haven. Great place, beautiful place, actually. And the Pure Vanguard show is at the Bristol Boys and Girls Club in Bristol, and that's a gorgeous venue as well.
Yes,
so,
sir. A lot of room.
Yeah.
A lot of room there. And they also have food as well.
Yes.
Pure Vanguard. Hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken tenders, mozzarella sticks.
They got all kinds of
Wonderful.
stuff. Yeah. And Doc is really doing it right. He really is.
Yes, sir.
He's really bringing back some good old-fashioned wrestling, family entertainment, and that's really cool.
Yes, sir. To continue and follow up, June 21st, Paradise Alley, that's at the Middletown Elks Club. And then the following day, we're at Armada on the 22nd of June. That's back at Armada, as Mr. Otis said, 190 River Street in New Haven.
Yeah, so we're rocking and rolling over the next
Right.
couple
Staying
weeks.
busy. Yes,
I don't
sir.
know whether I'm going to be coming or going.
Well,
Between these and everybody else, Pioneer Valley and Blitzkrieg and BSC
yeah, and you know what, people? That's another thing too. Is that we put the merch out, because it's really important that that you check out the merch and maybe help out if you can, and bring home a gift for somebody that couldn't make it to the show or whatever. But it's not just the talent. There's a shirt right here in the middle that you'll see. It says Blitzkrieg.
That's Blitzkrieg Pro Wrestling.
Yes, and you see Alley Fights here. That's Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling's a new gig that they're doing. So there's also the promotions usually also have something that a T-shirt, maybe I have out in my car a Kaiju Pro Wrestling
Right.
ball cap.
And I got this guy right here. I'm working on him. I'm working on
Getting Sammy on the
getting
show.
top 5 dead or alive.
Yeah, Sammy.
Sammy Diaz, the champion in numerous
We'll
promotions
see.
now.
I would have loved to have gotten all 3 of the Forest of the Lost on the show, but we have limited space, and I don't know if you could. I know you could
Oh, we
control
can make it
Mr.
happen.
Z,
Yeah.
but I don't think that I could. Or
I don't
or
control
Hollywood
anybody. I just help them guide. I just guide them as they walk their own path.
Well,
I
I'll
don't
tell you
control
what.
anybody.
You must have blinders on him to keep him going, because Mr. Z is
He's
in my opinion,
misunderstood.
he could.
He's misunderstood.
Okay, well, this is Mr. Z. He's misunderstood. Okay, he's misunderstood.
We all need to remember that there's a reason why people are the way they are. And it's not just what's on the surface. Right?
Okay, I
so
give you
sometimes you got to peel it back. You got to look underneath. Because a lot of people, they just lift up that rug and they sweep the dust under it, right? So you don't see the dust anymore, so the room must be clean. It's not always the case.
It's only looking good on the surface. I got you.
And if to the unknowing eyes, the purest white sometimes seems stained. So I am also misunderstood at times.
Well, I don't know about you.
I'm all
but
set. Any more parting thoughts for us?
yeah, was there anything that we missed or something you'd like to
Brothers
cover?
and
We have
sisters,
another minute or two.
You know, I think just be you, because there's nothing that you're going to be better at being any other person. You want to try and do things while you can, as well as you can, for as long as you can. Just like each and every one of us are doing. Thank you very much for your service to all of us. I speak for all of the independents in the New England area, as well as my brothers and sisters within the force of the lost. Gentlemen, I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
No,
much.
thank you for being on the show. I mean,
It's truly an honor, gentlemen.
it was.
Thank you.
It was a great time, and I enjoyed it, and I enjoy your company. So I'll see you on June 7th, or I'll see you at training, I guess.
Right.
You work hard at training often.
Thank you, sir.
Check out our YouTube, Squared Circle CT, for all the latest wrestling footage from all the area promotions. And
don't forget Squared Circle on Facebook.
yeah, you ask to join our group if you'd like to, and I'll accept you right in. Definite.
There you go.
And
I
for
guess
All
that's it.
gentlemen.
that's it.
So it is said, for it is written, this is the Squared Circle.
That is it. For Sylvan, for Uncle Otis, I'm Hollywood J. Williams. Good night. Good luck. See you soon.
He looks like the repo man.
Yeah. I know.
Ready to go. It's ready to go. Hands. One. And two.
No. Oh, there. Run across.